for the water side. And with the machine comes this pail, this bucket, and inside the box is, so let's go have a look there. This is the spray nozzle, which will be inside the wash tank. And this is our wash chemical AquaClean. Also inside is our flocculant. So what we recommend to fill this, I like to take the filters out just because it's easier to see. We would preferably add distilled water. I've gone to the supermarket and gotten 4 and 5 gallon jugs, and we add that product to the bottom just to where it's touching the bottom of the screen here, and then we empty and add the entire contents of our waterborne cleanser. Install the 2 filters. This is the primary filter, which catches most of the heavy paint solids and flocculant powder, and our secondary filter will catch the smaller particles so that we end up with clean, reusable liquid every time we go to clean our gun. So put those back in for the moment. Now I'd like to talk about waterborne cleaning. What the painter would do is after they come out of the booth, we would have them dump the waste paint into a collection drum. We can first manually clean the gun with our flow-through water brush. We can flip the handle and then choose the water gun. And we pull both triggers and we spray out the gun inside this capture tube, and by spraying down inside, that keeps any overspray from coming back onto the painter. It normally takes just a couple of seconds to observe the gun coming clean, and all the wastewater will collect in the bottom like a giant bathtub. Now after 25 or 30 cycles of this will get full of the product. And once it is, you can no longer pump material up. It's time to flocculate the waste. So we would remove the basket and go retrieve the powder. I might also add that at the conclusion of each wash, we have a blowgun to thoroughly dry the gun to prepare it for the next paint job.
Can you do it again?
A very critical directive is that the guns not stay in water overnight. They should be dried, and at the end of the day, as with the solvent, the gun should be disassembled, inspected, and lubricated as needed. Here, this is our whip hose, and this gives us an added boost of cleaning, adds turbulence to the spray coming from the nozzle, and again, it adds in cleaning. So once we've done perhaps 25, 30 or more spray gun cleanings, this tank will be full of dirty looking water. At that point, we would take our flocculant powder. And what the flocculant powder does is it binds to the paint, sticks it together so it is separate from the water. Each of these jugs, there is a scooper down in there, and we would extract 2 scoops of this powder, sprinkle it over top of the waste, and then close the lid, which we'll do here in a second. One of the nice and strongest advantages of this powder, and I'm kind of shaking it around to illustrate, it is not dusty. There are some powders or some flocculants out there that are like cartridge toners for your copy machine. They're extremely dusty. Well, our material is not that. So we sprinkle 2 scoops on top of our dirty water. We close the lid. We turn the timer, and compressed air will exit from this manifold, and that turbulence will help the powder stick to the paint. We let that go for 5 minutes, and at the end of 5 minutes, we would open up the drain valve, open up our bathtub, and the waste and clean water will proceed to drain through our first and second filters. After it is finished draining, we open up, we will have the machine. We need to remove any sediment that's left over in the tank, so we use either tool to rinse all the debris and down this drain into the filters. The waste paint in the filters then is properly disposed of per your local regulations.